Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. Make sure my sound is correct here. Thanks to, we can thank Bill Gates and his Windows updates for completely messing up our evening. I got to see the end of the Hay-Bellew fight, but not good enough really from our friends at Microsoft. But anyway, what I did to make it up to you tonight, I've got a special guest in the room who trained Alexander Usyk, who has trained many great fighters. We have in the room also assistant trainer to Vladimir Klitschko, none other than Uncle James Ali Bashir on the line. Uncle, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
How are things?
Everything's going smoothly.
Okay, so can you give us your expert opinion as to what we just saw with David Haye and Tony Bellew?
Well, I've told you 9 weeks ago that this fight would end earlier the second time around. I told you that.
You'd have to speak up. Uncle, you have to speak a little louder because you're still quite whispering.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe I should call you back.
Okay,
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, try that.
So
Yeah, ring me back so people can hear you.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So we are going to get Uncle Bashir in the room. He trained the current champion, Alexander Usyk, to become WBO Cruiserweight champion. And then after that, he trained Usyk up to the World Championship. He also trained Vladimir Klitschko in the camp of Lennox Lewis, training Lennox Lewis, working alongside the great Emmanuel Stewart. So we're just waiting for Uncle Bashir to come back in the room. But of course, wow. Told you about Haye and them straight punches or lack of. Yep. That's right. You're correct there, Copendo 9. That David Haye is no longer the fighter. Speed and reflexes have gone, and he was getting caught with way too many punches tonight. Way too many punches. So we're just waiting for Uncle Bashir to give us a ring back so we can hear him nice and clearly. I don't quite know why it was quiet, but we're just waiting for Uncle Bashir to join us. You look today, brother. Ingram on fire. Well, I'm trying, my friend. I'm trying. Unfortunately, you know, yeah, new camera we've got in the room. So new camera in the house. You look good. Thank you very much. The camera in the house. There we go. Uncle Bashir on the line. Uncle Bashir?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Is that better?
Much better, Uncle. Much better. So talk to us again. Okay, go ahead. You've gone quiet again, Uncle. You're whispering again.
How about now?
Still whispering.
I don't know what the problem is. Must be something in there.
You sound like you're away from the phone. Try now.
How about now?
Perfect.
Oh, it's better now.
Yes.
Okay. I told you 9 weeks ago that Tony Bellew just had David Haye's number. It wasn't that David Haye was any worse or better than what he usually was. It was just a case that Tony Bellew has his number. This fight in many ways remind me of the white Muhammad Ali versus Matthew Saad Muhammad.
Okay.
Matthew Saad Muhammad was an excellent fighter leading up to the Ali fights, but he had been in so many battles and so many injuries leading up to Ali. When Ali got to him, Ali just had his number. Ali wasn't intimidated by Saad. He wasn't intimidated by Saad's punching, Saad's boxing ability, Saad's heart. He just had his number. And I felt the same way about David Haye and Tony Bellew. However, I watched the fight closely, both fights.
Okay.
And I watched David Haye and Tony Bellew throughout time. They both made a lot of errors in those fights. No one is perfect, but the errors that they were making in the fight would make them very vulnerable to a wolf, like Alexander Usyk.
Let's talk a bit about the career of David Haye. I made a comment and I said that David Haye, no matter what era David Haye would have fought Tony Bellew, Bellew would have still given him problems. What are your thoughts on that?
It wasn't Tony Bellew's style. It's just Tony Bellew's mindset. mindset than I was with his boxing style.
Okay.
So when you have a mindset like Tony Bellew, he's going to give you problems until you knock him out.
Okay.
That goes for anybody Tony Bellew faces. He's got a mindset that says he's going to be killed or he's going to kill. Kill or be killed. That's Tony Bellew. And so he's going to create a problem for anybody he fights because of the way he believes in himself.
Ruben Guerrero says that Hayes is one of the top 3 cruiserweights of all time. Do you agree with that?
Who?
David Haye. Oh, Ruben Guerrero says that David Haye was one of the top 3 cruiserweights of all time. Do you agree with that?
Yeah and no. I mean, David Haye basically was in the driver's seat because of his punching power, not because of his boxing style.
That's what I said that.
Never thought anything of his boxing style. His punching power put him in the driver's seat. But you're looking at Evander Holyfield as being the #1 cruiserweight.
Yes.
But you had Carlos De Leon, who was also a very, very good boxer, a very polished boxer. That was at cruiserweight. Now I have to sit back and weigh up what's being said about David Haye. He shined at cruiserweight, of course. He unified the title there, all except for one belt. But he unified the title because he had success with his punching power, not his boxing style. So I'd have to weigh it up. I'd have to go back and look at the cruiserweight division and see what I can say about that. I
can't believe you put in. I mean, David Haye being #3 world top cruiserweights. What about Carl Thompson? Carl Thompson beat David Haye.
Yeah.
You've got Glenn McCrory. You've got Johnny Nelson. Surely those guys have got a shout as well in the cruiserweight division.
They're good punchers too.
And yeah, before you even put David Haye there.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I would have to sit back and weigh up what's being said against the records of those other guys.
Yeah.
That's why I hesitated to jump on the bandwagon and say, yes, I agree with it.
Thomas Hearns was a cruiserweight at one point. Where would you have put Tommy Hearns as a cruiserweight?
I wouldn't put Tommy Hearns. I wouldn't put too much stock in that. Because Tommy Hearns just didn't have the frame to really function at cruiserweight. He didn't have the frame to do it.
Okay.
He didn't have the stature. I mean, he had some success against mediocre fighters, but the top flight fighters, I don't think that Tommy would have belonged there.
James Toney.
James Toney could definitely belong there. Definitely.
I'd put Tony ahead of Haye.
Huh?
I'd put Tony ahead of Haye.
Yeah, but Tony didn't spend any time there. He didn't put no time in it. Tony would have taken David Haye to school, put him in a box, wrapped him up, and sent him back to his house. David Haye would have never been able to put hands on James Toney.
People saying the audio levels are off. This is a telephone call that I'm getting from America for James Ali Bashir. So this ain't BBC. We're giving you the best that we can at the time. Appreciate it, or just deal with it. Thank you. Keep going, Uncle Bashir.
Roy Jones at cruiserweight would have spanked David Haye. James Toney at cruiserweight would spank David Haye. He would be lost by neither one of those fighters.
Okay.
So I don't know about putting David Haye as #3 at cruiserweight. I don't know. Like I said, he has success, in the cruiserweight division because of his punching power, but his boxing skills left something in my mind to be desired.
So what do you think of Tony Bellew making accusations or calling out the likes of Andre Ward and Gassiev?
Well, I don't think that he can beat Andre Ward. Andre Ward is too cagey for Tony Bellew. He's too cagey for Tony Bellew. But it would be an entertaining fight.
Okay.
And Yeah, it'll be a very entertaining fight.
Okay. The call is coming through Viber at the moment. This is how I'm able to talk to Uncle Bashir. So please appreciate the fact that we have him on the line. Uncle, other question is, he called out Gassiev, he called out Tyson Fury, he called out Andre Ward, called out Usyk.
Yeah, Andre Ward would give Bellew problems. Usyk would definitely give him problems. There was so many things in their approach to that fight that I saw wrong. Things that I would train my fighter to capitalize on. Both guys were making tremendous mistakes, you know, and they keep touting these guys, you know, the different trainers and stuff. But I'm saying the trainers are not making the observations that they need to protect the fight. David Haye got caught with a sucker's punch. He got caught hooking from too far out. He was throwing a wide hook, and it was too far out, far too out. I mean, it was just too far out. So I don't put much stock in that. You know, it's two guys out there winging, throwing punches. He got caught, but he fought.
Uncle, your sound's going.
How about now?
Yeah, keep going.
He was throwing the hook from so far out, there's no wonder that he got caught, you know? And he couldn't recover. I thought the referee was a little premature in pulling the trigger on the stoppage. I think the stoppage was going to come anyway in that round, but I thought the referee was a little premature on stopping the fight.
Okay. So you've trained Alexander Usyk. How does Alexander Usyk fight work out against Tony Bellew from what you know of Usyk and what you've done by training him?
Alexander Usyk would create bad problems for Tony Bellew. You know, Tony Bellew, like I said, would be competitive against Usyk for about 3 rounds until Usyk got a rhythm and found out what Tony Bellew was doing, and then Usyk would take over. He'd stop Tony Bellew late, 10th round. And I like Tony Bellew. I'm a Tony Bellew fan, but I'm looking at skill for skill, and for what it is, Usyk would stop him. Usyk would beat him up and stop him.
Wow.
Usyk would beat him up. Usyk would beat him up and hang him out to dry.
What about
the mistakes that he was making tonight against David Haye? Those mistakes could not exist against Usyk because Usyk would be on top of him. No, I see Usyk stopping David Haye late. Tony Bellew late.
Okay, what about what do you think about Gassiev versus Tony Bellew?
A bit more entertaining because Gassiev is a little more immobile than Usyk. Usyk is more of a boxer puncher. Gassiev stays in the pocket and he punches. That's an explosive fight. Because I see them trading punches much like David Haye and Bellew. I don't see any real boxing skill being displayed in that fight. I think it would boil down to a shootout and who can take what the longest.
Copendana wants to ask you the question. What do you think of Joe Joyce and what he did tonight against Lenroy Thomas?
I didn't see the fight. What happened in that fight?
He literally walked through Lenroy Thomas. Stopped him in 2 rounds.
Yeah, well, Joe Joyce is off to a good start. He's off to a good start, and he's making sense of his career because of his age and what he's done in the Olympics and stuff.
Yep.
So, yeah, he's making good use of his career. He's a good puncher. He's a good standard boxer. So I think that he has a life in the heavyweight division.
Okay. Tony Bellew versus Dillian Whyte.
Entertaining fight. Styles, like Tony said tonight, makes fights, and I can see that being a very entertaining fight.
Okay. People will
Billy might overpower him, though.
Okay. How does Huey Fury do against Tony Bellew?
Huey would outbox him. Huey would outbox him. He would outpoint him. Tony Bellew would never get close enough to Huey Fury to land anything of significance power to him.
Okay. And as for David Haye, what do you tell David Haye today or tomorrow morning?
What would I tell him tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
Get on the other side of the ropes and invest his time in being a promoter. Trying to help the career of Joe Joyce. But his career is over. You know, there's no sense in him hanging around now.
He's done.
He's talking about fighting the likes of Anthony Joshua, you know, and Deontay Wilder. We all know that's a foregone conclusion. He get hurt with those guys.
I wonder. Go on.
Pardon me?
I wonder if Adam Booth was still in David Haye's corner, whether Adam Booth would have swerved the Tony Bellew fight.
What did you say?
I said, I wonder if Adam Booth was in David Haye's corner, whether Booth would have avoided the Tony Bellew fight.
I don't see that Adam Booth or anybody else could have avoided the Tony Bellew fight. You know, because of the injury that aided in ending the first fight. I don't see that there was any way out of him having a rematch against Tony Bellew. I think that it was like a situation where he had to fight that fight to move forward. He couldn't move forward, you know, leaving a TKO on his record to Tony Bellew. So I don't see that he had any choice. I don't think that, you know, that Adam Booth could have did anything to avoid that.
Okay. What do you think of the fact people are now saying that Adonis Stevenson should move up to cruiserweight and fight Bellew in a rematch?
I think Adonis Stevenson is too small to go to cruiserweight.
Okay.
I don't think he's that big. I don't think that Adonis Stevenson's that big. I've been around him twice, and I observed him from a distance. He doesn't look that like he can carry that cruiserweight. But if he did make cruiserweight, he'd be in trouble with Tony Bellew at cruiserweight. I think Tony Bellew's best weight is cruiserweight. I think that he's strong at cruiserweight. His punching power is dynamic at cruiserweight, to say the least.
What about heavyweight?
He can fight a small. Holyfield and Tyson lived in the heavyweight division for many years, between 214 and 218. So it's not impossible, but they had mad skills. Evander and Tyson, they had mad skills that allowed them. You know, Tyson was very good at flipping, avoid punches, and counter punching, and Holyfield was a good in and out boxer. I don't know that Tony Bellew has those same attributes.
Okay. What do you think makes Usyk a standout boxer, in your opinion, having trained him to the world title?
Because of his speed, his reflexes, he has an uncanny ability to box well, to move well throughout 12 rounds. And not many can lay claim to that at any weight. At any weight. So this guy is a workaholic. I know Alexander Usyk very well. And believe me, he's no walk in the park. Whoever beats Usyk is going to have to bring a super A game to beat him, because he's a wolf.
Okay.
He's a competitor. And he's not going to lay down for anybody. Tony Bellew, Usyk would be a good fight, like I said, for 2-3 rounds until Usyk got a beat on what he was doing. And after that, Usyk would beat Tony Bellew's ass.
Okay, Let's talk a little bit about your fighters and how your fighters are doing. Let's talk about Ruann Visser. What's going on with Ruann Visser?
Well, Ruann Visser is having some problems down in South Africa.
Okay.
They found some kind of steroid in his blood, in his urine, whatever. And I think they're going to strip him of the South African title.
Oh, no.
He said that he ate, yeah. He said that he ate some bad meat. And most of the meat in South Africa is, they use steroids in the meat. And Ruann's father said that the meat is legitimate, it's legal. Ruann said that he got to eat meat down there. So, I don't know how he got it. Because I don't take part in any drug taking with any of my fighters. But Ruann said to me, I did not take any drugs. So I'm left to believe that. But for the time being, we're waiting for a hearing in South Africa. I don't know what they're going to do, whether they're going to suspend them, whether they're going to strip them. I don't know anything yet. But he has been found to have steroids in his urine and his blood.
Wow. Oh, dear.
Right now, that's Bashir is going to fight on late May. He's got to fight there in South Africa, and then after that, he'll fight for the WBC youth title.
Okay. Did you?
I think this whole drug is worrying me. But Ruann called me on my phone. He said, I didn't take no drugs. I didn't take any drugs. I don't know how this stuff got inside of me. And Ruann, throughout the time that I've worked with him, he's always been frank with me. He's always been honest with me. So I have no other recourse but to believe him. So they believe that they got it through the meat. I don't know how they got it. I don't know which way they got it. I don't tolerate any boxer using enhancing any kind of drugs. I don't play that. I'm a clean trainer. I've always been a clean trainer. I've got a good, clean reputation throughout the sport for many, many years, and I don't tolerate it. If I find that a boxer has used it purposely, I walk away from him. I don't want any parts of that. I don't want any parts of anything that's going to debilitate the fighter, where the fighter winds up with a seizure, a heart attack, or anything that might hurt him or her.
So, how comes this news hasn't come out? Like, people are not talking about it. It's only just come out. You've just told us now it's exclusive, but nobody. I've heard nothing about this story.
Yeah, it's out. I got word about it about 7 days ago.
Dang.
About 7 days ago that they found some steroid inside of his blood, urine. So I wanted to tell you before you hear anywhere else.
So, by the way, people who are unaware of who we're talking about, this is Ruann Visser, who's a South African. He's currently South African heavyweight champion. Under Uncle Bashir's tutelage, he became South African heavyweight champion. Uncle Bashir was in South Africa at the time, working with Ruann Visser and Ruann's family. He just revealed 7 days ago that Ruann Visser has been caught with steroids in his system, but the family are saying now that the meat down in South Africa has got steroids in it. I mean, just recently we've had the situation with Canelo, and people have given Canelo a hard time. I mean, and they threw the book at Canelo. So, what can Ruann do? Can he produce the meat, the batch of meat he's been eating?
I don't know. I don't know at this point what he can do. And it's caught me off guard because I've never been involved in anything over the years with any fighter I've ever trained. This is a first, so I don't know what, if anything, that he can do. I would suggest to him that they do what they're doing right now with Canelo Alvarez, and that's to take hair follicles and submit that to a lab and let the lab see if they find the same drugs in his hair follicles, because the hair follicles
What do you think of if found guilty? If these guys are found guilty, they should get life bans. What are your thoughts on that?
I maintain that, you know, if they find somebody purposely using any enhancing drugs, I think they should be banned for life. And I stand by that. I maintain that. I wouldn't change that stance now, you know. But if you find somebody that's purposely doing that, you know, when you find guys with 2 and 3 times they're found guilty of using the stuff.
Okay.
You don't get found with drugs 2 or 3 times if you're not using drugs.
Well,
You know?
Cobra UK says attempted murder if you use drugs in boxing for me. Thing I've been wondering is Fury's banned for the same as Canelo.
Could be. You know, I'm all for it. You know, in order to eradicate this problem in the sport of boxing or in any sport, you've got to give life bans. You're banned. All right, you want to use drugs? Go use drugs somewhere else. But you're banned from the sport.
Okay.
When you get that life ban, then you'll see people stop using. But if you keep slapping them on the wrist, saying, "Hey, you got 6 months, you got 1 year, you got 2 years," you'll see people keep doing it. Oh yeah, I need a vacation for 2 years. I'll take 2 years off, you know, and then I'm back. You gotta be heavy-handed.
Okay.
So imagine if you could commit crimes and get a slap on the wrist. Okay, you commit armed robbery. You got 3 years in jail. You know how many people would be in jail?
Yeah.
The only thing I have to pay is 36 months. You know, the jails will be filled up. But the reason the jails are not filled up because armed robbery is a more serious charge, and it could cost you anywhere from 10 to 20 years in prison.
Okay.
That's why you don't have that problem, because of the price that you have to pay. By the way, I'm training a woman welterweight champion, an IBO welterweight champion, Ivana Bashir from Croatia. I'll be training her going forward.
Okay.
I'll be training. You know,
send them, Uncle. Send me them digits over and let me have a word with her.
Okay. All right.
Or even better still, let's get her on camera. Let's get her on camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send her information. You can contact her on Messenger.
Okay. You know? That sounds good. Sounds good. That'll be great. Some interesting.
She lost her title to welterweight champion.
Cecilia Brækhus.
Yeah.
She's fighting tonight.
I think she lost the WBO belt to Cecilia.
Yes.
And she's looking to rematch to Cecilia. So she called me and employed my services.
Oh, very nice.
So I'll be headed shortly into Croatia for press conferences and all the other things that goes with it.
Oh wow. Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it.
So I'm honored. No, I'm really honored that she chose me out of all the people that she could chose in the world, that she chose me. So yeah, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna work with her. I'm gonna try to bring her back to the title, you know, to defeat Cecilia if I can.
Oh, I don't want you beating up Cecilia. Can't do that. Okay, Uncle. Also, question's been asked. Very interesting question by Martin Randalls. Although I have to say that, well, you can listen to what Martin's saying. He says, they took it easy on Canelo. You watch, they will throw the book at this guy. And everyone knows why they will be the case. Not race baiting or anything, but there's open racism in boxing. Larry Merchant was bad, says Martin Randalls. What are your thoughts on that, Uncle, with regards to Ruann Visser and his situation?
You were breaking up. I didn't hear the whole conversation. Say it again.
Okay. It says, they took it easy on Canelo. Did you hear that?
Right.
You watch, they will throw the book at this guy, meaning Ruann Visser, and everyone knows that why they will do that. it will be because of that will be the case, not race baiting or anything, but there's open racism in boxing. Larry Merchant was bad.
One minute,
please. Been a long day, people. We're just waiting for Uncle Bashir to come back. I think he's answering the door.
Okay, go ahead, continue.
Room service, Uncle?
No, I'm talking to Stephen. Stephen Chambers here, you know.
Okay, cool. Send him my regards.
Yes, you're going to do an interview with him.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Is he there?
Yeah, no. We'll interview with him tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good.
He's there from the training, you know.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah, it's like I told him that I'm not a masseuse. You got to call him a masseuse. He wants to rub down. You want to rub down, you got to call him a masseuse, you know.
Uncle, you need to get some ladies in the camp to do the massaging.
Well, I don't know. That's something different, you know. You have to work that out on his own. What am I, multi-man?
So what do you think of this thing about Ruann Visser then? That basically, Martin says,
you know, Martin has a good point. You know, we just on a wait and see mode. What's going to happen? That's what we are with this case. You know, I'm hoping that it comes out good for him. I'm hoping that the South African Commission is favorable to him. You know, that hey, they give him a. You know, just give him a
slap on the wrist,
a chance, you know, and don't suspend him for a year or something like that. If we get around that day, we in business. If he's suspended for a year, that's a year setback.
Okay.
They'll strip him of the South African title, and it's a big setback, you know.
It goes J124 says, Martin, how much money is the South African making for the boxing organizations? Compare that with what Canelo makes, and there you will find the reason why Canelo got off lightly. And the fact that Canelo's got a rematch against GGG in September. Is that, you think that's the reason why, Uncle?
It's a great point. It's a great point, you know. Money talks, BS walks. That's the name of the game.
Okay.
You know, that's the name of the game. In most cases, people are short-sighted. You know, the song Janet Jackson saying, "What have you
done for me lately?"
You know, that's what they want to know. What have you done for me lately? How much money are you putting to the coffers? You know, so it could be the case where he's going to have problems. You know, I hope not. I hope that they're favorable to him. I hope they give him, you know, maybe so, maybe not. You know, give him a chance.
The other Martin also says the same racism reasons is the reason why Crawford didn't get the pound for pound title, and that's why Lomachenko's got it at the moment. Do you think that's the case?
Did Crawford use drugs?
No, pound for pound we're talking, because he's talking about racism, the topic of racism in boxing.
You know, you know, Lomachenko's a very good fighter. Don't mistake me.
Okay.
I think there's a room to dub him as pound for pound. Even though he's been successful in each fight, I think it's a bit soon to dub him pound for pound. Crawford has unified the title.
Exactly.
Lomachenko hasn't done that. You know, so it's a case for and against. You know, Lomachenko is a beautiful fighter, very well versed fighter, very versatile fighter. But he doesn't have but so many fights.
Okay.
You know? He's beaten these guys. The guys that he's beaten, they were all right guys, but he hasn't beaten world beaters. By today's standards, the Jamaican kid that he beat, what's his name? Las Vegas last year.
Yeah, you talk about the Axeman, Nicholas Walters.
Yeah. I mean, Walters is a good fighter, but he's not an outstanding fighter.
Yes, true.
The Cuban kid.
Rigondeaux.
Cuban kid. Rigondeaux, good fighter, but not outstanding. You know, I mean, those guys are not.
What about Linares? What does Linares bring to the table? And I like Linares.
Linares is a bump up. Linares is a step up. Linares is a step up. And that would go a long way to solidifying his position at the tops of being called pound for pound. When there's nobody there to compete with Lomachenko, then it's easy to say he's the pound for pound. But I just haven't seen him. I would like to see him fight with Davis. You know, Floyd keeps saying that Davis is 22, this, that, but you can't say that. When you step into the position as champion, it's time to roll the dice. I don't care if you're 10 or you're 25. When you step into that role as champion, you cannot avoid the best fight. You want the best guy because you're the champion.
That's true, Uncle.
So when I think that it would go a long way to solidify his claim as being pound for pound if he fought Davis and beat him, which I think that he would. By the way, I think Lomachenko would beat Davis. But that would go a long way. If he beats Linares and say, listen, I want to stay still until I get Davis next. He beats those two guys, then I can see him saying that he's pound for pound. No, I think so. I don't think that Floyd Mayweather, anybody else can hold Davis back now and say, oh, well, he's 22. I mean, what are you saying? Wilfred Benitez was, 17, 18, 19 years old. Mm-hmm. And he had took the junior welterweight title and the welterweight title.
Wow.
You know, between 17 and 19. You know, he took the junior welterweight title, you know, from Kid Pumperly down in Panama.
Yep.
Benitez had beat Kid Pumperly down there and beat him and then vacated the title, moved up and took the welterweight title, all between 17 and 19. So that's not a haven or a justification to say that Davis cannot fight Lomachenko now. Yes, he's a champion. He's a two-time world champion now. Mm-hmm. You know, they gave him a belt a couple of weeks ago fighting a guy that I didn't know his name and I probably won't be remembered either. Adrian Brawner.
Yes.
Adrian Brawner's got four titles. Who did he beat for those 4 titles? You understand? Boxing is cheapened now by opponents. Adrian Brawner lost to Sean Porter. And in his very next fight, he was fighting for a world title. You make some sense of that to me. He lost to Sean Porter, but in his very next fight, he's fighting for a world title.
So it's not about what you can do. It's not so much about what you're capable of doing. It's probably what your mouth can do, really, rather than what you can fight.
But they justified that. So he's boasting that I'm a 4-division champion. Okay, you're a 4-division champion. You have 4 belts to solidify the fact that you're 4-division. But who
have you fought? The thing is, if anybody can remember the 4 guys that Broner beat without looking at box rec, it's something.
Right. Before Paulie Malignaggi, I think he took a belt from Paulie Malignaggi, did he?
Yep.
But I'm saying, you know, come on. You know, boxing is cheapened now by the political games that's being played or the money games. I've got the money to avoid this guy, that guy, this guy, and we'll buy a fight. This guy that Davis beat a couple of weeks ago. No. I mean, that guy was a little bitty guy. The guy moved up and got stopped. Who was the guy? Where's the solidification in boxing? But he got a belt. to fight Lomachenko when he's in a wheelchair? People want to see these fights. The Joshua
Wilder
situation. This is a fight that should have been made. It didn't take this long in the old days to make a fight. George Foreman, Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali. You know, George Foreman, Ron Lott. It didn't take a lot of time to make these fights. But now everybody plays this politic game, you know, cat and mouse. Well, I ain't going to fight him until this happens, or I ain't going to fight him until that happens. And it hurts the boxing fans. That's the one who suffers, the boxing fans.
Do you know what makes UFC great? The best fight the best, and that's it.
Yes.
No questions asked.
You will find that now. You will be hard-pressed to find the best facing the best now. You will be hard-pressed. People keep saying that Deontay Wilder hasn't fought nobody. He's just gotten to be, what is he, 41-0? 40 knockouts?
40 or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, 41-0, 49. I don't care if you're knocking out 40 pizza delivery men. You knocked out 40 men. That's big news to me.
That's what I keep telling people, but they don't listen.
You don't knock out 40 men without something in the tank, you know? And as vulnerable as Deontay Wilder seems, you know, when he's in that ring, his awkwardness works for him.
Absolutely.
So you have to give respect. You have to give the guy respect now. The guy is a 41 with 40 KOs. You've got to give him a nod. You got to give him respect. So I think the best thing now is to put him and Anthony Joshua together and flip the coin and let's see where it lands at. But all this haggling back and forth, who got what, and I'll give you 10 million, I'll give you 30 million. But well, no, I'm the A side, the B side. Your fist, your chin, your heart is the A side, the B side. In the old days, you got in there and said, I'll show you who the A side is. You may come in on paper as the A side, but when I hit you on the chin, I'll become the A side. This whole thing, but the A side, the B side, and it ain't enough money. You know, I see guys. I had a guy that's 13-1
Yep.
with 8 KO.
Yep.
And a guy that's 13-1 with 8 KOs, and he's fighting another guy that's 9-2 with 9 KOs.
Okay.
And I try to make the fight, and they're going to give him $25,000 for this fight, an 8-round fight. You know, an 8-round fight for $25,000. I tried to put the guy that was my guy was 13-1 or something of that nature, and I tried to put him in the fight for $25,000, an 8-round fight. He says, "Oh, you trying to set me up?" I said, "What did you say?" He said, "You're trying to set me up. I'm not ready for this fight." You're not ready in your mind. Is that what you mean? Well, I'm not ready for a period. I said, well, look, you've been a pro for 6 years. And you got 13 fights in 16 years. 6 years. So, for $25,000, an 8-round fight. And by the way, the other guy was being managed by Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent.
There you go.
They put us in an ESPN fight. And the guy didn't want to fight him. I said, geez, I'm wasting my time. I said, I shook hands with him and said, have a nice day. And this is 3 years after the fact, and nothing has happened in that guy's career in the 3 years since I left.
Wow.
In the 3 years left me, he's 2-1.
Wow.
3 fights. So that told me that was God's way of saying, leave this guy alone. You got guys that know more about the sport now than the people who's been in the sport forever. This guy's 26, 27 years old. He's selling me. So I just said, you know what? I'll shake hands with him and say, hey, man, have a nice day. I got to go.
Do you know something? Uncle, one of the biggest hype jobs in boxing today has to be that Ryan Garcia. What are your thoughts on him?
I saw Ryan Garcia fight for the very first time last night. And he's caught a lot of flack from different people that he ain't this, he ain't that, he ain't that. The one thing I saw about him is that he likes what he's doing. You understand? Mm-hmm. He has some deficiencies, but he's got heart. He's got enthusiasm. goes out there and he tries. There's some things that he has to learn, but he took a long step closer to obtaining that goal last night. You know, because he was there with a tough, awkward fighter, and he didn't give up. And he was doing some good things out there. He was doing some bad things, but he was doing some good things too. There's some lessons that he has to learn, but I got respect for him. I like him. Yeah. With the right tutelage, he can become a good fighter.
Thing is, he's calling out not Lomachenko. What's his name? Tank.
No, that's a bit much for him. He'd get knocked out. He'd get knocked out. That's just an appointment to make money. But he would get hurt. You know, he would get hurt if he fought Davis. Davis would beat him 12 ways to Sunday. He would get beat up really bad. He's not ready for that yet. And I saw that last night that he's not ready for Davis yet.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. I think people think because if you can throw punches fast on Instagram, it instantly makes you a great fighter. It doesn't work like that, does it?
No, it doesn't work like that. He would be in over his head with the Davis fight.
What did you think of my boy Dogba against Jesse Magdaleno?
I think that he opened a lot of eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I think he opened a lot of eyes. He's tough, he's durable, and he's there to fight. He's got to tighten up a few things in his arsenal.
Yep.
But he's a bad fighter. He's not a bad fighter.
Okay.
I only saw only the highlights of the fight. I haven't seen the whole fight yet.
Right.
How many fights does Dogba have?
Dogba, I think he's got like 19, 20 fights.
Huh?
19, 20 fights.
Yeah, he's not a bad fighter. From what I saw, he's not a bad fighter. And he's durable. He's tough. No, he's not a bad fighter. So, yeah, if they don't move him too soon, too far, too fast, he'll be all right.
Okay. For those people wondering who's in the room, this is the former trainer of Alexander Usyk, the current trainer of Ruann Visser and Vlad Tsarenko. But I'm doing Uncle Bashir a real disservice here. Uncle, can you just tell the people that are listening the kind of people that you've worked with in your career?
Oh, man. Shannon Briggs, Jamil McCline, Monty Barrett, Lennox Lewis, Vladimir Klitschko. You know, I've been around the block a couple of times with these guys, you know. I've worked with Donald Curry. You know, I've worked in a lot of camps over the years. You know, it's been a long time. I've been doing this for 48 years of my life. And I think that I'm one of the premier trainers in the world. I just sit back and I watch and I observe the tutelage. As I observed the David Hay Bellew fight tonight, I saw so many blatant mistakes they were making, both of them, that I would be able to capitalize on any boxer that I was teaching. So, you know, the people and the teachers at the top, they've got to start making better observation and choices. But I can't see a Tony Bellew fighting an Alexander Usyk next, which I think they would try to do. I think when Usyk win this championship, this Muhammad Ali World Series championship, because I believe Usyk is going to win that. When he wins that, the logical choice for Usyk would be Tony Bellew. And if he does make that choice at heavyweight, he'll beat Bellew. He'll beat Bellew.
What about Andre Ward versus Alexander Usyk for all the belts?
Very, very good fight.
That's a fight. If I were Andre Ward, I'd take that fight.
Very, very good fight. But I think Usyk is too big and strong for Andre Ward. I think he wear Andre Ward out.
Okay.
I think he wear him. He probably beat him by decision because Andre Ward is too smart to get killed.
Okay.
You know? But I'd pay to see that fight too.
So would I.
I'd pay to see. Because Usyk would make Andre Ward fight like Andre Ward has never fought. You know, Andre Ward's more of a cat and mouse kind of fighter. Usyk would make him work. Usyk is not a lazy fighter. He's a very aggressive fighter.
Yep.
People might think those punches are light. People might think those punches are light, but Usyk can punch.
Uncle,
I've been in there with him. He can punch.
I fell in love with a fighter tonight. You know, when you see a fighter, you instantly draw, kind of like they draw certain emotions from you. I saw a guy fight tonight. He was a work of art. Manny, oh, what's the guy's name again? I had the name.
Wait.
He just beat up Paul Butler tonight.
What weight?
I think super bantam. I can see the guy's face now. Somebody remind me, please. Somebody bring the name up, please. Oh my God. He is from Puerto Rico.
Huh?
He's from Puerto Rico. Rodriguez, that's it. Emmanuel Rodriguez.
Emmanuel Rodriguez. Not familiar with him.
He is Uncle, this guy's a star. You know, he was a cross between Miguel Cotto and Felix Trinidad.
Oh, that's a heck of a compliment.
Hey, listen, I tell you what I see. Yeah, you've got, you know how Tito likes to throw that left hook, the double left hook, one to the body, one to the head, or the uppercut and the left hook. He does that like Tito Trinidad. And you know how Trinidad used to walk you down with a jab. He's very good like that, but he's got more with him. He's not as vicious as Trinidad. He's more calculated. He's not as aggressive as Trinidad. And why I say Miguel Cotto is, you know, when Miguel Cotto comes forward and you try to throw overhand rights, Cotto will block. He'll put his hands up high to block, and he blocks like with Miguel Cotto too.
Yeah, I'd like to see him. If you got a tape of him, you got a video of him, send it over to me. Let me take a look at him.
I see him. I want you to, when you get a chance, take a look at round 9, particularly round 9. A work of art. I see him rattle off 4 punches and then get away. And all the punches he was catching Butler with, shimmying to left, shimmying to the right. Actually, at one point, Butler's throwing the jab at him, and Butler's like a former world champion. And he's standing in front of Butler and making Butler, just by moving his head slightly, making Butler miss with a jab. And anytime Butler was over-capitalizing with the right hand, he was catching him. Boom. Beautiful, beautiful boxing.
Was it on that same show tonight?
Yeah, it was. The guy was awesome. And the guy only had 17 fights. 17 fights. Guy's very good, Uncle. Very good. The only thing I don't know, and he's one of them kind of guys like if you try to back him up, then he starts putting the big punches together. He's not, and he's one of these guys who take his time. He's not one of these guys who, he had Butler hurt in the first and the second round, and instead of trying to take Butler out there, everything was precise, his punches. And he had the one thing I liked about him as well is like he had different gears, not just one gear. Like 1 minute he'd be like, he'll just hands up tight and just working behind a jab. Next minute he's got the hands down. And when he does bring his hands down by his side or low, he's way out of distance. So he can't get tagged with punches.
Right.
And then he'll get into space and he'll stand in front of you and he'll just make you miss. Just a bit. Just a bit will make you miss and then make you pay. Or there was parts in a fight where the guy would have him, like Butler would walk him to the ropes, and just by foot position, he's able to get himself off the ropes and then have Butler, the guy that's putting him on the ropes, on the back foot.
I'd like to see this guy.
You gotta go watch this guy. Watch him. I'll send you a tape after. I think he's so good. So good.
Don't forget, send it over to me.
I will do. He's so good. His name is Emmanuel Rodriguez. I thought it was absolutely amazing.
Okay. What weight? Another weight?
Super bantam.
Super bantam. So that means junior lightweight.
Yes.
Junior featherweight.
Junior feather.
That super thing throws me off. I don't like that. Junior featherweight is 122, 122 pounds.
Yeah.
I can deal with that better than I can with the super, because the super thing, it throws me off when I start thinking super. bantam.
Yep.
Bantam is junior featherweight. Okay, I got it.
He was brilliant there. And you know what? You know when Triller used to hit you with a left hook?
Yeah.
That's the way he's throwing that left hook. Same sort of Trinidad setup and style. But like I said, when he starts blocking, he blocks like the overhand rights like a Miguel Cotto. It's like two to fight. It's like he's got the best of both worlds there. And he's got more creativity than Trinidad's more aggressive. If he hurt you, Trinidad try and get you out there. This guy now is more spiteful. He'll sit back and punish you and punish you and punish you, whereas Trinidad will look to take you out of there. And this guy is a little bit more defensively cute than Trinidad, and he's a bit more creative than Trinidad.
Send it over to me so the next time we talk, I can give you some expounding on it. You know?
Yeah.
Just send that over to me as soon as you get a chance. I'd like to see it.
Okay, I'll send that over to you after. Any thoughts on Gennady Golovkin's fight tonight?
I don't have any thoughts on that. I think that it's going to be a workman-like effort. I think that the guy he's fighting is a cutie pie that might extend him a little bit. You know, he might make Gennady look a little bad in the air, you know, but Gennady wins this fight late stoppage, or he just beats him up, dominates him for 12 rounds.
But if Golovkin doesn't knock Vanes out, you do know that's going to be, what, 3-4 fights Golovkin's not knocked anybody out? What makes it worse? This guy fought for 2 years.
The better fighter, you know, if people got time to prepare for a style, you know, if people have the time to prepare, you know, when they're training, and if people's objectivity is not knocked out, then it's very difficult to knock them out. So I don't think that it puts any dent in his ability or his punching power. It's just that he's fighting people that are better prepared physically and mentally for his kind of fighting style.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it takes anything away from Gennady Golovkin's style or from his stature at the top.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good fighter. And once these guys taste his punching power, they don't seem to want to engage with him. So I don't see where it does anything wrong. The name of the game is boxing. The name of the game at the end of the day is to win, and that's what he's doing. I like him. Will
Magic Man says, I remember watching Howard Winston fighting. Any of you old enough to remember him? Uncle Bashir, I'm sure you can answer that.
No, I don't remember him.
You don't remember him?
No, I don't know anything about him.
Howard Winston.
I don't know anything about him. What weight was he? I mean, what did he have? Left hook, right hand, straight cross? But I don't know anything about Howard Winston.
Howard Winston must have been, he must be, I think he's an English fighter, Howard Winston.
What era though?
What era was Howard Winston in, please? I'm sure he's probably in his 60s, Howard Winston.
60s?
Probably, yeah. I'll find out in a minute. I'm sure Winston's in the 60s. 60s. He must be 60s.
Yeah, I was just starting. You know, I had my first amateur bouts in 1959. You know.
Okay, the 60s, and then somebody says 50s. Between the 50s and the 60s, Uncle.
I remember guys like John Stracey.
Yes.
Dave Green.
Yes.
You know, those guys from Europe, Britain, you know, places like that. I remember those guys. But
it was a world champion, a featherweight. Yeah, world champion featherweight, Howard Winston.
Okay. Is there any film on him? I can observe him.
Okay, we'll do. I'll send some stuff over. Marky B, who's late to the show, says, tell Uncle Bashir Bellew wants Usyk or Ward next. But we've covered that already, haven't we, Uncle?
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather see a fight Usyk, because Andre Ward, I don't know about Andre Ward at cruiserweight. I don't know what he's going to do at cruiserweight. You know? I mean, Andre Ward is not that pleasing to watch, in my opinion.
Yep.
He's not that pleasing to watch. He's got a workman-like effort in every fight. So I watched one of his last fights, to try to better understand why I don't like to watch Andre Ward fight. And when I watched the last fight that I saw him fight, then I understood why I don't watch him fight. He has that workman-like effort, and it's boring to me.
Yeah.
Bernard Hopkins,
same thing.
His fights, their fights are boring to me. They don't hold my attention. I sit there and I go to sleep. But that's not to say that Bernard Hopkins and Andre Ward weren't good fighters. They just got a workman effort that's not pleasing to watch.
I've got that same feel about Ryan Burnett, Uncle.
Yeah.
Plus, we sleep every time watching fight. I'm sure he's a talented kid. He just unified the division, but he's so boring to watch. Can't watch him. Workman like all the time.
I want excitement.
Yeah.
I can't get that excitement. I think that the blend between Alexander Usyk and Tony Bellew would be a much more entertaining fight than Andre Ward and Bellew. You know, I see Andre Ward dipping and slipping and outpointing Tony Bellew. You know?
Okay.
I just don't watch him fight.
All right.
But that's not to say that he's not a very good boxer. It's like watching paint dry, you know?
Yeah. Uncle, is there anything else you have to say before I think the next set of boxing is going to start again? Do you have anything else to say?
No. I'm just here in the training camp and trying to get my guy ready. My brain is all over the place. My big concern is with Ruann Visser.
Yes.
Over in South Africa. And
so let me get this right. So Ruann Visser, he tested positive for steroids?
Yes. Some type of steroid. I don't know exactly what it was. I don't remember the name. He told me what it was. So, Mark says that he believes he has it from something there in South Africa. I don't know. So you have to wait and see what it says. So what the outcome is of this whole thing going to be. That's what the position is now. And I'm almost certain that they're going to strip him of the title. Found that after the title fight, after the title winning effort, they're going to probably suspend him.
Yeah.
I'm here in the States now because I have an operation on my eye, remove a cataract. So I went to a specialist. Now I have to go back to my primary doctor. So I'm here in the States doing what I do until which time I'll return to Europe. But I have to start training the young woman, Ivana Habazin. I have to go back over to she's going to come into South Africa and train in the camp with us.
Okay.
So I'll have everybody under one roof when I go back to South Africa. Right now, I'm preparing myself for to have an operation. I'm waiting to see my primary doctor again in the end of May, and from there, you know, we're probably going through the operation. Just waiting for a date.
And any other news?
I can't keep still. I got to keep moving around. I got to keep doing boxing.
Okay.
My spirit is just to do boxing right now. One day, my spirit might say, sit down and rest. I'll do it. But until then, I'm in boxing all the way.
Any other news about that other fighter that you may or may not be training with?
You're kind of late, aren't you?
Me?
You're kind of late, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Hello.
I'm here.
Hello.
Hello? Uncle?
Hello.
Can you hear me? Hello? Uncle?
Hello? Out there, TV land. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, Uncle. I think he's gone. Uncle? Nope, Uncle's gone. Never mind. That was the end with Uncle Bashir there. I think the connection's gone. But there you go. You have it there. Uncle Bashir former trainer of Alexander Usyk, the current WBO and Unified Cruiserweight champion at the moment, who fights in the final against Gassiev in the World Super Series. Also former trainer of Vladimir Klitschko as well, Lennox Lewis, and a few other great fighters. So there we go. They've just had it there. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed the fight tonight. So there we go. Right, I'm out of here. Hope you've enjoyed our post-fight review with Uncle Bashir and the breaking news, as you heard, Ruann Visser testing positive with steroids. Right, I'm out of here. Have a great night. Take care.